Gentlemen, let's be real for a moment. How many times have you quietly wondered, am I actually giving her the kind of pleasure she craves? It's not a question you'd ask your friends over coffee, and frankly, you won't find an honest, medically sound answer in most places online. The world of performance anxiety, pornography, and locker room bravado has, unfortunately, fed men more lies than truth when it comes to intimacy. But here's the deal. The way you move, the way you use control, and the way you connect with your partner can make the difference between leaving her quietly unsatisfied and making her body and mind light up in a way that creates lasting desire. I want to show you that second path today. I'm going to give you 5 medically backed, real-world techniques that every man should know to instantly improve intimacy, last longer, and actually give her the experience she wants, not the one you think she wants. This isn't about being a machine, it's about being an expert lover. So, before we dive into the 5 life-changing tips, take a second right now. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and drop a quick comment telling me where are you watching from. I always love seeing this community of men from around the world come together here. Now, let's bust the biggest, most damaging myth that holds men back in the bedroom. The myth that sex is about size and speed. That's the message men pick up from movies and misinformed culture. Bigger, faster, harder. But in reality, that is not what creates deep, lasting satisfaction for most women. Science tells a profoundly different story. In fact, studies consistently show that for women, technique, emotional connection, and genuine attentiveness are far more important than size or how long you can pound away at one single rhythm. Think about it. Biologically, the female body responds to rhythm, variety, direct and indirect stimulation, and emotional presence. Yet so many good men carry around a silent anxiety, thinking they're not enough. And that anxiety shows up in the bedroom, finishing too quickly, getting stuck in their head, or completely missing the signals she's giving. So let's clear the air and boost your confidence right now. You don't need to be bigger. You need to be smarter, more present, and more in tune with her body. That's where I come in. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Jocelyn. I'm a board-certified urologist with 5 years of experience working directly with men's health and intimacy. I've spoken with countless men in their 30s, 50s, 70s, and beyond who all ask the same question in different ways. How can I be better in bed? How can I last longer? How can I ensure my partner is truly satisfied? After years in this field, I can tell you this. There's a clear pattern. The men who get it right aren't always the fittest, the youngest, or the most endowed. They are the men who listen, adapt, and apply a few key techniques that work with female biology, not against it. Let's get into those 5 game-changing techniques. Technique number 5, the power of slowing down. Let me ask you, when you first get intimate, what's your immediate instinct? For most men, arousal builds quickly, and the urge is to dive right in with speed and intensity. But here's the problem. The female body isn't built like that. Biologically, women take longer to become fully aroused. The vaginal walls need time to relax and expand, blood flow needs to build, and lubrication increases gradually. If you go in too hard, too fast, her body may not be physiologically ready. This can lead to discomfort, even pain. Emotionally, it can leave her feeling rushed, like an afterthought, and disconnected. Practically, the fix is patience. Start slow. Think of it like warming up before a major workout. Use gentle, deliberate thrusts at first. Focus on closeness and connection. What happens? Her blood vessels dilate, the opening expands naturally, and nerve endings become more sensitive. You are setting the stage for pleasure that builds and explodes, instead of quickly fizzling out. Trust me, when you slow down at the beginning, you unlock far more intensity later. Technique number 4, tease her body and mind. Here's where most men miss a massive opportunity. Teasing is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Biologically, sexual pleasure is not just about stimulation, it's about anticipation. When you build her arousal and then deliberately pull back for a moment, her body craves more. You are literally programming her nervous system to respond more intensely when you give that pleasure back. Emotionally, it shows her you have control, you're confident, and you're playing a game that centers around her desire. Practically, find a rhythm she clearly enjoys, stay with it for a bit, and then deliberately slow down, use shorter strokes, or pause entirely. Watch her body react. She may squirm, pull you closer, or even beg for more. When you finally return to the exciting rhythm, the pleasure multiplies. The warning: don't tease right before she's about to climax. That can feel like stealing the moment. Teasing works best early on to build the kindling. Think of it this way: would you rather hand her a single spark or light a fire that keeps burning? Teasing gives her the fire. Technique number 3, become a tempo master. This is a mistake I see men make all the time. They find a rhythm that feels good to them, and then they stay stuck there. Same depth, same angle, same speed. Biologically, it works for a while, but the body adapts. Nerve endings desensitize. What felt incredible 5 minutes ago starts to feel repetitive and routine. Emotionally, it keeps you from truly being present. She can tell when you're just going through the motions. Practically, the solution is variety. Sometimes slow and deep, sometimes fast and shallow, sometimes pause entirely and switch positions. This keeps nerve endings alert and responsive. Crucially, it also helps you manage your stamina because you're not exhausting yourself with one pattern. So remember this: rhythm is good, but variety keeps the symphony alive. Technique number 2, use grinding, not just thrusting. This one is a total game changer, and it reveals a massive biological secret. Most men think sex is all about in and out penetration. But here's the secret. For most women, the clitoris, not the vagina, is the most sensitive source of pleasure. Biologically, the clitoris isn't just the small nub you see externally. It's a larger structure that extends under the skin, wrapping around the vaginal canal. This means when you press your pelvis against hers, grinding, not just thrusting, you are stimulating a vast network of nerves. Emotionally, this close, firm contact makes her feel deeply enveloped, connected, and physically satisfied. Practically, in positions like missionary or when she's on top, focus on grinding motions, circles, angled pressure, or steady rocking. Maintain that close, firm contact. This is a win-win. Grinding is less stimulating for you than fast thrusting, helping you last longer while simultaneously maximizing her pleasure. Technique number 1, pay attention, your greatest tool. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: pay attention. Your greatest tool in the bedroom isn't your size, your stamina, or even these techniques. It is your awareness. Biologically, her breathing, her sounds, the way her body moves against yours, these are constant, real-time signals telling you what feels good and what doesn't. Every woman is different. What worked for one partner may not work for another. Her body will tell you everything if you listen. Emotionally, tuning in shows her you care deeply about her experience. It shifts the dynamic from a performance to a shared, loving act. Practically, presence is power. Don't just go through the motions. Be there, adjusting your rhythm and pressure based on her immediate feedback. This keeps you from falling into robotic patterns that bore both of you. Let's put this all together into a practical action plan you can use tonight. Start slow. Let her body warm up fully. Tease early. Build anticipation and desire. Mix your tempo. Variety beats monotony. Constantly change your speed and depth. Grind as well as thrust. Maximize her pleasure while gaining control for yourself. Stay present, listen, adapt, and respond to her body's feedback. Practice these 5 steps, and you'll notice changes almost immediately, not just in her reactions, but in your own confidence. Now, let me pause for a moment. I know some of you may be feeling pressure. Maybe you've struggled with stamina before. Maybe you felt like you've let a partner down. Maybe you're worried you're too old or past your prime. Let me tell you the truth. I've learned in my 5 years as a urologist, it is never too late to improve. I've worked with men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who discovered that with the right techniques and a little attention to their health, they could become better lovers than they were in their 20s. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about presence, connection, and small adjustments that make a huge difference. So breathe. You are not broken. You are learning. And that learning alone already puts you ahead of most men. Gentlemen, here is the bottom line. Women don't want a performance. They want an experience. When you slow down, tease, vary, grind, and truly pay attention, you're not just giving her physical pleasure, you're giving her safety, confidence, and deep connection. And in return, you will feel her desire, her trust, and her passion grow for you. That's not about tricks. That's about being the kind of man who understands that real intimacy is both physical and emotional. So the next time you're with your partner, don't ask yourself, am I good enough? Instead, ask, am I listening? Am I connecting? Am I making this moment about us, not just me? If the answer is yes, then you're already giving her more than 90% of men ever will. Now, if you found this helpful, please don't forget to like this video. It truly helps more men find this message. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the health and intimacy advice that makes a real difference. And drop a comment below. Tell me what tip resonated with you most, or ask a question you'd like me to answer in a future video. Remember, your age does not define your vitality. Small, wise changes create freedom, confidence, and satisfaction. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of your health, your body, and your relationships, because you deserve nothing less.